An airplane with 88 deported Brazilians have arrived to Brazil, and the deported people were handcuffed. And this has generated a tremendous fuss in the country here. The authorities, the media are very pissed off with what they have seen with these deported people coming from the United States. Have these people been mistreated? Have the United States abused their power? We're going to discuss this after the intro. We're going to sail in rough waters today, so get ready. Hello guys, how you doing? As I said at the beginning of the video, an airplane has arrived to Brazil. Actually arrived last weekend carrying 88 deported Brazilians. 158 people were on the plane. 88 of those were Brazilian who were deported from the United States for being illegal there. The airplane took off from Louisiana, and it was a freighted airplane from the company Global X. I believe the United States government freighted this airplane. And the interesting thing is, when the reporters interviewed the deported people, they said that the airplane was malfunctioning. Okay, during the flight, the air conditioner stopped working, so they reported very unhuman conditions in there. He said that there were kids inside the airplane and women, and they were going through some terrible heat inside the airplane because the air conditioner was not working inside the aircraft. They also said that they were cuffed during the whole trip and they were not allowed to go to the bathroom. So if they wanted to go to the bathroom, they just couldn't. They had to stay there, cuffed the whole trip back to Brazil. Another thing they report is that they were just given water. Basically, they didn't have anything to eat, probably just some cookies, but in general, they had nothing to eat during the whole trip. The airplane made a landing in Panama, according to the report, because of technical problems. And the deported people said that one of the engines was not working, and it took some time for the engine to get back to work again. That's when they took off and flew to Manaus. Manaus is the capital of Amazonas. So if you look at the map here, you can see Amazonas is this big state in the north side of Brazil. But that was not the final destination. The final destination was Minas Gerais, where most of the passengers were from. Well, when the plane landed in Manaus, the passengers started complaining again to the United States agents, and they report that they have been beaten because of that. Some of the people suffered some attacks. They were beat by these agents, and some of them show some bruises. And because the plane was already in Brazil, they didn't accept to keep traveling to Minas Gerais. So they started screaming to the people around the airplane, the people who work at the airport in Manaus, begging for help. And one of the passengers was able to reach the door of the airplane and open it, so they were able to access the wing of the airplane, and they started calling for help because according to the report, the American officials wanted to keep on traveling and make it to the final destination, which was Minas Gerais. Some of the deported people, the deported Brazilians, said that they were afraid something could happen to the aircraft because the aircraft was in really bad shape, according to the passengers, and they were fearing for their lives, for their safety. So, guys, it was a very complicated story. The media here is reporting that the United States abused their power by handcuffing the passengers. They said that they had committed no crime, but go illegally to the country. And they were treated like criminals of the worst kind. That's what they said. They also said that by shouting to the people who work, to the airport staff, the airport called the federal police, who intervened, the Brazilian federal police, who intervened with the Americans and said, okay, no, you're not going to take off again. You can leave them here. We're going to call the authorities, the government. And President Lula learned about this, the Brazilian president, and ordered a FAB airplane, which is Força Aérea Brasileira, or the Brazilian Air Force airplane, was sent to Manaus to pick these people up and uncuff them, of course. The federal police demanded them to be uncuffed. They were uncuffed. They received the food inside the airport of Manaus. And when the Air Force, the Brazilian Air Force airplane arrived, these people were taken to the airplane, and then they flew to Minas Gerais, the final destination. Some of them stayed in the area because they were from the north of Brazil. So what is interesting about this news? People are now saying that Donald Trump is abusing his authority and he's forcing his hand against the South American countries. Because not only this was an incident that happened this weekend, there was also a problem with Colombia, because the President Petro, I believe the name of the Colombian president is Petro, he didn't accept, and up until last night when I was studying for making this video, he hadn't accepted any deportation airplane to fly into Colombia with Colombian nationals deported for being illegal in the United States. And President Trump went to X to say that the Colombian president was a leftist, and his approval with his own nationals was very low, and he was going to impose sanctions into Colombians, not only Colombian nationals, but the family of the president and everybody would have their visa suspended. And any Colombian nationals that wanted to travel to the United States wouldn't be able to do so because the government would impose the sanctions. Also tariffs over the products. So what happened is, this morning, when I woke up and I checked the news, the Colombian president decided to accept the flights into Colombia with the Colombian deported people, the Colombian nationals. So Itamaraty, which is our foreign relations ministry here in Brazil, decided to write a note and send to the United States officials, right, demanding explanations for these cases of people being beat and also the handcuffed. And they demanded explanations on what happened on that plane, why these people were treated like this. Because according to the authorities here in Brazil, this violates an agreement Brazil signed with the United States back in 2018, when they assigned that all the deported people would receive dignified treatment. They would be treated as human beings. So one of the ministers of the Lula government went to Manaus to follow the case once she learned about what had happened. And she said during an interview that I watched last night that she understands these people violate the laws of the United States by going into the country legally, but no deportation or immigration laws of any sovereign country should break the laws of human rights. Because she says that all the countries are signatories of the human rights, and the United States was breaking the laws of the human rights when they treated the Brazilians like this. Well, guys, the perfect storm has been created. If you go to the media here in Brazil, that's all you see. it's a very complicated issue to discuss about. I have a lot of American friends, which I love dearly. So I was talking to them last night. We were in our WhatsApp group discussing about that. And I said to them exactly what I'm going to say to you guys now. My opinion. This is my personal opinion. Um, According to what I have read, the United States has a procedure for every immigration or deportation flight back to the country of the nationals, right? Which is to handcuff the people. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically it's a security procedure they have because they want to protect the lives of the agents who are working for the United States government and the lives of other people inside the plane. So by handcuffing these, especially the men, right? You are guaranteeing that these guys will not try anything during the flight. They're not try anything before the plane takes off, because some people will not accept returning to their own country. Some of these Brazilians guys had been to the United States for more than 4 years. They already had a car. They already had kids in school. They had jobs. They had a lot of things. I even saw a guy talking to a reporter, and he said that he's Brazilian, of course. He said that he had left the chicken to defrost over the sink because they would like just take the kids to school or something like this and come back, the couple. So he would prepare his lunch, right? And then have lunch and then go to work in the afternoon. He said, well, the kitchen is there by itself. The chicken is over the sink. My car is there. Everything is there. So their lives have been left behind. That's what he said. So imagine a guy like this will get really frustrated and he will try something to escape. Or not, but the government prefers not to risk it. So that's why they cuff the people. Another thing that I saw is that this is a normal procedure. It has been like this before. It's not because it's Donald Trump, the president. There have been other flights into Brazil with illegal immigrants coming back to the country, and they were also cuffed. So some people are saying that this is just because Donald Trump has taken over. And now they are pointing the finger and trying to find mistakes in his presidency. That's what people are saying here. My opinion is, look, I have heard that, oh, but these guys just went to the United States to work. They just wanted a better life. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to even itch my head. I disagree with this opinion. Because I don't think because you want a better life, you have to commit a crime in order to justify your good deeds. Right? So, okay, I'm not going there to make any crimes. I'm going there, but you're breaking the laws. So if you like the country, the first thing you got to do is respect the laws. By going illegal into the country, you are a ghost inside that place. You can do whatever you want. They will not find you. Unless they find your fingerprints and they send it to an international system, I don't know, and they learn that you are a Brazilian, for example, or a Colombian, or an Argentinian, or a French. So the point is, you want to change your life, try to do things the right way. Don't break the law. Don't go into any country, not only the United States, illegally, because you won't be respected. You won't be respected. You are breaking the laws of that country. It's the same here in Brazil. Some people send me messages asking me to help them immigrate, but they want to come with a tour visa. And they ask me how long the visa lasts because they're calculating how long they will be legal here in the country. And after that, they have no plans to go and legalize their lives. So my opinion is, don't go illegal. If you go illegal, you are subjected to this kind of treatment if you're caught. And all the suffering. You have to understand, if you have a family, if you are, subjecting your kids into doing this thing, which for me is crazy. Get your family, go through the country illegal. All the consequences are on you. Everything that happens is on you because you decided to risk not only your safety but your family's safety like this. I understand there are a lot of people in this country here who suffer tremendously. But guys, breaking the law in order to justify this, in my opinion, is not the right thing. Right? So there must be something else. Maybe other countries that are more flexible with this kind of thing, with Brazilians, for example. If you think Brazil is not a good place for you to make money and survive, which I disagree. Every year you see the number of people, millionaires being created in this country. I don't think these people are making money legally. Maybe one or two, but in general, I don't think so. So Brazil has a big market. It has an opportunity for you to grow in here. So it's complicated, right? Breaking the law for you to justify survival, I don't think is the correct thing. Survival, right? Because people say, oh, if I stay there, I'm gonna starve. I don't think this happens like this here, okay? But it's just my opinion, okay? So share with me your opinion respectfully, please. Let's have a civilized conversation here on the channel. That's what I expect when I make these videos, to bring light to the discussion and to inform you guys, foreigners, what's going on in Brazil as well. I don't think these flights will end there. Many more are to come, because I think the Brazilian population that is illegal in the United States is big. Not as big as the Mexicans, so I have heard. But I think there are a lot of people there that are illegal. So write your comment. Let's continue this conversation there. Please, respectfully. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.